Hey, what's up? It's Larry, Ulibarri, and Kathie J from Jammin 1015.
Hey, everybody. It's Dr. Holly Wyatt. Yay! Dr. Holly Wyatt wrote the State of Slim program, and Larry and I have been on it with her for 6 weeks now. And it's here at CU Anschutz Health and Wellness Center.
Last time you saw us, we were bigger. And we're the incredible shrinking morning show. And it's really... it's been fun. It's been like sad. It's been traumatizing.
Yes.
No. It's actually been easier than I thought. But you never know what's around the corner because you're always throwing curveballs at us.
Right.
So we'll talk about some of those here in a little bit.
But it's been a challenge for me. I mean, the purpose of the program is to truly change your habits so that you have them for the rest of your life. And that's what I wanted, was to mentally be able to change how I see food, how I look at food, how I depend on it. And so that's what's happening. And to me, that's such a big benefit, Dr. Holly.
And difficult, right?
Yes, it sucks.
But you're doing it.
I'm doing it.
Both of you have, I'm super proud of both of you. Both of you have definitely leaned in and gotten uncomfortable and are having a great success. Very different journeys, which I think is good. How you tackled it and how you tackled it, very different.
Right.
But the fact that you can do it together has also been I think a support, helping each other has been good.
It's helped. Because Larry is very good at meal prep, so he always shows up with a snack when I know it's time for me to eat something. You're really good at that, so I appreciate it.
Right, for sure. No, we support each other through the whole process. What's crazy is initially you were like, oh, you guys are going to get mad at me and you're going to hate me. And I was like, Dr. Holly, you're so nice. Who could ever hate you?
You're right.
And it happened.
It happened. 2 weeks ago, it happened.
And it'll happen again, Larry.
Right, no.
Oh, no.
And some of the things that we're doing, are obvious, and that's the exercise and that's meal prep. But there are certain things that we're doing that she's not given us exactly what it means until the following week.
Right.
So we came in at one point and she says, well, your challenge this week is no television. And I was like, oh, stop, Dr. Holly. You're hilarious. No TV.
Oh,
right. And then she was like serious.
Right.
And then I was like, I started really evaluating our relationship.
And then you went home and texted her again.
Yeah.
I was like, you're joking about the TV thing, right?
Right.
And so we didn't find out for a whole week what that was for.
Right.
But I just knew that initially I was like, listen, you got me eating right. You got my fat butt off the couch. I'm exercising. Why are you taking away my TV? And I couldn't believe how much TV I watched and how much sedentary things I was doing with the TV just by having it on.
Yes, and it's always like on in the background.
Right, and now having it off, I was like, well, I guess I can meal prep, or I guess I can exercise.
Right.
So it got me getting a bunch of stuff done, and so I got the point.
Yeah.
Thank God it only lasted a week.
Thank God.
But y'all can use it when you need to.
Right.
The top things I hear people say is, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to do my homework. I don't have enough time to meal prep. I don't have enough time to exercise. Everybody says that. And they don't think sometimes the TV is having that much of an effect. But when you're forced, and that's what I did, I forced you to turn it off, and you're aware, sometimes you say, wow, it's having this effect, or it's having that effect, or God, we don't talk at all as a family.
Yes, right.
Or I use it to numb my emotions.
For real.
And what else do we use to numb our emotions?
Food.
Right.
And there's a lot of ads for food.
Yes.
Yeah,
so the
you
whole
wouldn't-
time without you even realizing it, you're getting bombarded. I mean, you know that there's commercials, but it subconsciously affects you where you're like, it's better to not have it at all in your environment.
Well, I don't even eat meat, and I'd watch a commercial and go, Wendy's Baconator. Totally want one.
I could do that.
Right, exactly. So it does have an influence.
For me with kids, it was interesting because we turned it off, like on Saturday morning. It's usually, Saturday morning cartoons. You got to have those on. But instead we hung out, we colored, we did homework. So it was just, it really changed a lot that I wasn't expecting. Because I thought we didn't watch TV that much in the first place, but we do.
And it's not that you're never going to watch TV, but now you're aware and you can control it instead of it controlling
I can come home and not choose to turn it on.
Which is the whole key, right?
Right.
That's the whole key, awareness, so you can make some changes and you can be empowered to make those changes. Instead of being a victim to the TV, you decide.
So I dare all of you, try to not have TV for a week.
You know what? You should sign up for State of Slim and take the journey with us. Because you're going to learn things that you never learned regarding weight loss before, because anytime I did weight loss, it was like a race to get it off.
Yep.
And then when I was done, I was like, what do I do now?
Let's eat.
Right. Well, it pretty much
Right.
just put it back on. So this is training me to be physical and to think about the choices that I make
Right. It's training me if I fall off, how I can get back on.
with my help.
Right. With Larry's muffins.
Sometimes I'm like, I try to be supportive, but I don't want to be like, your coach. I'm not
Right.
going to yell at you and
Right,
stuff like
right,
that, but
right.
I'm just there to bring an extra muffin for my pal.
You're doing great. Thank you. But then we had the candy baby. That was another
Challenge.
experiment. And the candy baby, I didn't like the candy baby. I had to duct tape my candy baby. I beat up my candy baby.
Well, tell them what it is.
Candy baby. We walk in, and Dr. Holly has the most amazing, delicious choices of candy on the table. There's chips, there's Milky Ways, everything. And she goes, here's a Ziploc baggie. Everything that you like, put it in the baggie. And I was like, I know this is a trick.
Right, she's going to leave the room and watching the camera as we're all, no.
And then it turned into, that was the candy baby. And there were 2 rules with the candy baby for the whole week. I couldn't eat the candy baby, nor could I let anyone else eat the candy baby. And I had to keep candy baby with me all the time, like a baby would be.
Right.
Yes.
It's kind of like when they give you the egg in high school and they make you walk around with it. But the hard part about this was, we're here at the gym and we got trainers and we literally had to carry this Ziploc
Candy
bag
baby.
of snacks around with us. So most of the people in the gym were like, no wonder you're fat.
Yeah, no wonder. That's your problem.
That's not supposed to be a snack.
But it was a different reaction for me because I almost had an anxiety attack about it because I'm the fat girl that hides my candy. So to be able to be walking around with it, like look
With an
at
open
me.
purse, right.
Oh my God, right, with an open purse. Like
It was like Wonder Woman's plane.
Right.
Like everybody saw what you had.
Everybody saw how the magic happens.
Right, but there was a point to it, and that was to tell us that we don't have to live with those things in close proximity to us. We can take control, and we can. Like Kathie duct taped her baby so she couldn't even see the inside, which helped her not think about those foods.
Right.
And so there's a lesson to be learned every week with Stay to Slim, and it's awesome. I'm really excited that we're doing it.
Right, me too. Like, why do I don't need to have the candy around. Why should I put up with the willpower? Eventually my willpower will give out. That's what we learned yesterday with Dr. Holly. So remove it from the environment before my willpower gives out.
So everybody thinks Candy Baby is about developing willpower, but it's not. It's not about me trying to strengthen your willpower. It's not about aversion therapy. It's not about all the things everyone thinks it's about or what even y'all thought it was about when we started. It's about when you have control of something. So you had the bag. I gave you 2 rules, but what could you have done so you didn't have to use as much willpower? It represents the environment when something comes into it that you didn't plan, right? You didn't plan, but it's in front of you. What do you do to make it easier?
Right.
So duct taping it, destroying it, doing something so that at a low moment of willpower, you can't eat it. It's harder to eat.
Right.
Duct tape the sucker. You couldn't do it. Larry just said,
I
I'm going
just
to use my
carried mine
willpower.
everywhere.
He did.
And I had a family that didn't have a candy baby adopted at the end.
Oh,
and
that's
so
nice.
it went on to have a little happy life. No, I mean, like, I wasn't fazed by it. I mean, I was embarrassed by it because it reminded me of like, okay, this is why I'm fat.
Right.
All this stuff in here.
And so I think that was really important to realize because, this journey is better, and I think you're more likely to succeed if you allow yourself to get a little vulnerable. So
the only
by
way you're gonna
hiding
succeed.
it, right? You're kind of trying to protect yourself. But we're going to have more lessons. They're coming.
Oh,
a lot
great.
more
I
lessons
can't wait.
about this.
Look at everybody laughing. They all know what the lessons are. This is
That
awesome.
are going to be about getting vulnerable and kind of experiencing that because that, in my experience, is a key to long-term transformation.
Oh,
She's
great.
also, I want you both to walk through a Costco naked.
No,
Would
not
you
that
stop
time.
saying she's going to put us naked somewhere?
No naked pictures. No.
Maybe in
No,
another 8
Larry.
weeks.
Right.
Yeah, so we have another 9 weeks to go. This is
I think you got more than that.
oh, right, and you're
Yeah.
going to be taking us right through Christmas and New Year's
Right
and
through it.
parties.
Right
and,
into February.
Yeah, so we start our New Year's resolution early. Ha! You can too.
No, I don't want to put Kathie on the spot here,
no.
but sometimes my plan is to avoid a bunch of socially
Parties.
situations, and every weekend I call her, she's got 3 parties to go to.
It's the holidays.
I know.
You're
So it's
right.
like, is there a right or wrong? Should she be going to everything? I pulled back on social stuff
Yeah,
that
and-
involves food.
And that's why each of your journeys is different, right? There isn't a right or wrong. You can definitely pull back on some things that maybe aren't as important to you, but also go to the things that are important and learn a different way to deal with them, right? Have a different experience and use that experience that you're going through right now for the future. So I think a little of both. I don't think there's a right or wrong. It's about figuring out what works for you.
It's about what happens on Sunday night at the end of the weekend. Can you look yourself in the mirror and say you did it, Kathie?
No.
We survived all 3 of those parties.
I know what it is.
What?
When I call you over the weekend and you're not answering, I know something bad is happening. And I remember calling you and I'm not hearing back from you.
I was
so then
busy.
I called your husband and I said, hey, what's up? He's all, hey, we're nothing. We're just at Friendsgiving with some people. And I was like, that's the last place she needs to be.
I know it. When both of you go MIA, I'm really in trouble. That's when I suddenly don't sleep at night. We're both missing.
But it took me a second to get like truly on board with the eating right and stuff. But I think it's a great program. It's
So
the
you had
most
to change
successful.
your mindset first. She would not take action until her mindset started to change.
Totally.
Larry's opposite. He took action immediately, and we're slowly working on his mindset. So very different paths, very different journeys, but ultimately we'll end up with the same spot.
Yay!
But you know what I want to talk about? I want to talk about the one thing that you failed on.
Our
Team challenge.
25,000 meters for the rowing.
They did zero. I
No,
that's not true.
I did
you had a
6,000.
few. You had 6,000.
And I did 500 that day with Lauren. We
Yeah.
just did it.
No, but
And
we were supposed to
200
do
on my-
25,000.
Right.
And so when
We didn't do
I saved it till the end of the week and I started doing the numbers, I was like, oh, I only have 6,000. So that means Kathie will have to have 19,000. I was like, Kathie, where are you? She's like, 500.
I didn't answer my phone.
Right, exactly.
That was when they were both silent.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to make good on that, we get a little redemption thing, and that's Larry and I have to, between us, walk 25 miles this week.
Right, so I have to drive Kathie 12 miles out of town and then just say I'll meet you at your house. And then I'll see you at the house.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe tomorrow morning.
I think team challenges are great, and this is something people can use. You know, sometimes when you go together and you try to hit a goal, you're more likely to hit the goal because you're depending on each other.
Right.
And so I said, if you don't hit your goal, he loses
his trainer.
His trainer.
And he loves Timothy.
I mean, he's a great trainer.
So
Yeah,
it's
he
the
is.
stick, I'm going to take something away from you versus if,
If he doesn't do his walking, then I won't get a massage.
same thing. Right.
Yes.
So it's the carrot is the incentive for her. The stick is I'm going to lose something that I need, which is my trainer. So she's just basically incentivizing us to really get it done.
Right. So we're going to do it. And
Help
I
each
got
other and get
I
it
got to
done.
tell you, you would have been proud of him yesterday doing the workout. Like I've known Larry a long time, and he was killing it with those heavy ropes, and he was pushing stuff. I mean, he was working up a sweat. His fat was crying yesterday.
Yes.
My
Yes.
dad was like, why are you doing this?
Love it. Love it.
And here's what's really funny. My trainer, Tim, he kept asking me as I'm doing these things, he's like, is that enough? You need more weight? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, this is all new to me. This is all terrible. And he goes, you need more weight? And I was like, I don't know. And then I started, there's this thing that you push around the gym. It's literally weights, and you push this thing across the floor, right?
Right.
And he was like, I pushed it. And I pushed it back, and he's like, how is that? Enough weight on there? And I was like,
You were
it was
exhausted.
terrible. I was like, this is like helping a friend move. He goes, I'll put more weights on. I was like, well, what does that mean? I was like,
Helping
it
a
was
friend
already,
move.
I don't help friends move.
Helping a friend move is
so
horrible.
This is terrible.
Don't add to
right,
it.
He added weight. So,
There we go.
yeah.
Right.
But we
you
finished
go.
big, and it was awesome. And I'm just excited, and I want to thank you for the opportunity and writing the book. And I'm just excited about it. Like sometimes I'll like text the group. This is our group, and I'll
Yes.
get all emotional. I'll be, you're changing my life.
He does.
He does.
He does. He actually gets emotional, which
Right.
is you let the guard down a little bit.
Yeah, I like it, though. So,
yeah,
but-
comedy's my escape.
And she
Right,
knows.
exactly.
So, everyone, we want you, if you've been struggling with your weight, if you want to do it right, if you want to change mentally and physically, and your habits, I mean, you're going to be breaking years of what you think is right, please, you got to join State of Slim with us.
Right, and there's going to be a lot of people that do the whole January thing where they all want to jump in and get into shape, and that's fine. But I'd say you beat the rush and join now. And the thing is, the real value for us is, and I thought of it was a nightmare before, like, oh, we're going to go through the holidays and this is going to suck. It's actually helped.
Yeah.
Like, it's just reset my mind regarding free binge eating. You know what I mean?
Right.
And no exercise. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is fun. We're just starting, so.
Yeah,
just
get on board with us.
Just starting.
Yay. But you know what? You have weekly meetings with a group, so you'll be able to get the support of them because you can't do it alone. You
Right.
need that support, and that's a lot of what State of Slim is. So everybody, you just have to join State of Slim. You can go on jammin1015.com /CU weight loss. You can also join State of Slim here at CU Anschutz Health and Wellness Center. Lots of ways for you to join it, but you got to do it, please.
I'm
And tell Dr. Holly, Larry, and Kathie say hi.
Yeah, for sure. She'll give you a baby, a candy baby. I'm 21 pounds, 21 and a half or 21?
It doesn't matter.
Well, I'm just saying.
Jesus,
but
Larry.
I'm trying to incentivize people so they're like, hey, if he's already 21 down, I'm
right.
in.
And it feels like it's like, to me, it feels like that's weight I'm not going to see again. Like it wasn't, like I just feel like
There we
every
go.
week.
Right.
You
Because
know.
what do I tell you? Yes, we love to lose weight, and you're gonna lose weight. Well, what's more important than that?
Not being thick.
No.
Oh, no. What's more important about that is.
You tell us.
Okay, what's more important about that is how you feel? No, what's more important is about how big your pants are.
Oh my God.
Oh, man, I obviously wasn't paying attention.
It's about the fact that
Eating healthy.
your bathtub is getting smaller. You're not putting more into it. You're not gaining any weight.
And you're doing this in a way that you're going to be able to keep it off. It's not
sure.
about.
Right.
I could probably do something where you would have lost more weight than you've lost right now. We could
Well, let's
probably
do that.
No, let's not, because
Okay.
then you're just going to regain it.
Right.
And right? Do we care
So no,
about that?
no. And the thing is, you're right. It started when you said start weighing yourself every day. And before I was like, that's the last thing I'm going to do is weigh myself every day.
Right.
And that really was part of what encouraged me to keep going. And it was the slow, steady losses.
Yep.
So initially you lose a big chunk when you first join the program, but then it's the steady losses that you look for. So sometimes you might go up a pound or even 2, and you can't get devastated by it because
Look at him. He's been listening,
a couple days
Dr.
later,
Holly.
you'll go back to
I'm waiting.
your good weight. So yeah, definitely join us on our State of Slim journey, and get fit, be healthy.
And let's hug Dr. Holly before she gives us another thing that we're not going to like.
You love me today, right?
Yeah, today
That's
we love
good enough.
you.
If she tries to take you away, Tim, I'll see you outside.
You know what you need to do.
Yes, I
Get to
know.
moving.
Right,
We gotta
let's
go.
we gotta go.
We gotta go exercise.